Hi, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Divorce Coach Diaries. It's been a few weeks. I've been on vacation with my kids and having a blast at the end of our summer, and now we are back. School is in session, and I am ready to go. I've got so many ideas and so many plans for this fall, and I am so excited about it. So, today I want to talk about how we tend as humans to spend so much of our energy on things that are a huge waste of our time and resources. I want to start by telling you a story that is something that my daughter told me and an experience that she had. And I love it so much. And it is the perfect example of this. So, this past spring, my daughter tried out for her high school musical of Les Mis. And this daughter of mine is an amazing singer. She's a great actress, and she wanted one of the three main roles. So, if you know anything about Les Mis, the three main female roles are Cosette, Fantine, and Eponine. And this daughter of mine wanted one of the three of those roles. And she has an amazing voice teacher. They worked hard together to prepare a beautiful audition for Cosette. And that's who she decided that she wanted most of all. She tried out and she didn't get it. It went to a very deserving, talented senior, and it should have. Don't tell her I said that. But this girl who is a senior is going to be the most beautiful, fantastic Cosette. My daughter would have done an amazing job as well, but she's a sophomore. This girl's a senior, and I am so thrilled for her. Okay, so she didn't get that role, and she didn't get the other two main roles either. And you know what? She was bummed about it. She was sad. She was disappointed. Those roles went to two of her really good friends in her grade. And that is hard. It's hard to watch. It's hard to experience. It's hard to have to be the one to choose between really talented girls. And it's just a hard situation all around. So she's had the summer to be okay with it and settle in. And you know what? She wasn't as disappointed or crushed as I thought that she would be. But here's what I want to talk about. So, the past few days this week, before classes at school started, they had what their director calls a musical boot camp. And the whole cast gets together and they practice. They practice all day long before the school year starts. And she came home one day after a practice and I asked her how it went and, did you have fun? What did you work on? And as we were talking about it, she said, Mom. And then she named this girl. She sang her solo for us. She sang I Dreamed a Dream. And that's the big solo for Fantine that one of her friends got. And she said, it was so beautiful. I am so proud of her. And you might hear it in my voice a little bit. I'm a little emotional thinking back to this because I was so proud of my daughter. She could have been dwelling on all the things that she couldn't control. She could have been upset that she didn't get that role. She could have thought of all the evidences of why she deserved it just as much as this other girl, how things aren't fair, how she might wish that her director thought differently, all the things that she can't control at all. But instead, She focused on what she could control, and that is her experience of the reality of getting to be a part of this beautiful musical and enjoying and instead putting her energy into being proud of her friend, even though she has a role that my daughter wanted to have. And I just have been thinking about this, about how our experience changes when we decide to focus on the things that we can control. My daughter can control what she thinks about these other girls, these friends of hers. She gets to decide, do I want to focus on their talent and how I am so excited for them and proud of them, and how I'm so excited for them to get to be these roles in this show, and how proud I am, and recognizing how hard they all worked as well. Now, I will say, my daughter did get the supporting role that she really wanted, and she's excited about that. But she still is choosing to focus on the positives and getting to experience the beautiful parts of being a part of something amazing with talented kids. And that will change everything for her. She could decide to be jealous all fall. And she could decide to look for ways that she deserved one of those roles just as much as those other girls, or even more than. And you know what? That would ruin her experience this year. But I am so proud of her and thrilled for her that, at least in moments, she is able to focus her energy on what she can control, and she is looking for beauty, and she is looking for ways to be proud of other people and excited for them. And that doesn't change anything about those other friends. It changes her experience inside. So, have you noticed this in yourself? Have you noticed the human tendency to putting so much energy into things that we can't control, that are totally outside of us? These might be things like other people's opinions, the way other people behave, even the economy, the weather, things in the past. These are all things we have no control over at all. They are completely outside of us. So, why do we do this? Why do our brains focus on things that are a huge waste of our energy? Our brains like the illusion of certainty and control. It feels safer to think, if I can change this, then I'll feel better. The problem is, this is not real. We have zero actual control over things outside of us. And what does this cost us? What does it cost us to spend our energy and our focus outside? It causes us emotional exhaustion. We are fighting battles that are unwinnable. We're missing out on what's actually possible to change. We are ignoring all the things that we can change, and instead we are laser focused on all the wrong things, the things that cost us frustration, anxiety, resentment, and so many other painful but optional negative emotions and experiences. So, what actually is in control? Our own thoughts are in our control, our feelings, our actions, how we respond to other people, where we put our time, our attention, our energy. And above all, what is in control is the story that we tell ourselves about our circumstances, about the things outside of us. That is 100% in our control. And before I go on, I just want to say that sometimes we do want to tell ourselves stories that are not awesome. If you are in an abusive relationship, you don't want to tell yourself a story that everything is amazing and it's all in your head. And, well, if I can just change my experience of it, then it'll be great and healthy. No, sometimes we want to think terrible things about situations outside of us. Sometimes that is what helps us actually change our experience. So when we are noticing that we are focusing outside our control, so what do we do? How do we redirect our energy from outside of our control to what is in our control? We have to make a shift. And if you haven't practiced this very much, you will start to notice things after the fact. And that's okay. That is where we start. You'll notice, oh gosh, I was really focused on something that's outside of me. I was really focused on their behavior and trying to get that to change. Or isn't it so funny how much power I'm giving to the traffic in car line picking up my kid? And all we want to do is start to catch ourselves. And the more that you catch yourself, the more you'll be able to catch yourself in real time. And that's when we can make real, meaningful change and focusing our energy on what is in our control. Why does this matter? Why does it matter in our everyday lives, or even especially in really hard seasons like a divorce? It matters because there is so much that is unpredictable. The court's decisions, your ex's moods and behaviors and words, your kids' reactions, all sorts of things that are outside of our control. It will serve you beautifully to work on this in small ways so that when much more challenging circumstances come to you, that you will have some leverage over your brain and be able to stay in your lane, controlling what you can control. The fastest way to get relief from this: stop trying to manage what is unmanageable. When you can redirect your energy inward into what you can control, you will start to feel stronger, calmer, more confident. And who doesn't want that? So, my friends, if you find yourself stuck in the cycle of trying to control and trying to manage and trying to change all the things outside of you, let's talk. Hop on my calendar, book a Save Your Sanity call, and let's get to work. And I will help you refocus and become more aware of what is in your control and how to put your energy there. Because here is what I have experienced time and again. There is so much that is in our control. And when we focus on that, it will change everything for us. So, my friends, come and find me, Meg the Divorce Coach, in all the places. I would love to hear from you. Have a fantastic week.